to Alan. Hi, Alan. Alan is an old friend of mine from England. Gareth is also from England originally, Alan, but he lives here.
So
And
I wanted.
Alan shares your IT interest in a way.
Okay. Hi,
And
Gareth. Yeah, my son is in IT as well. He's working on Claude Code for the AI right at the in San Francisco. So
Uh,
I hear a lot about
uh,
IT.
uh,
So yeah,
I'm not sure what in but
I'm
that's
I'm not
very
Gareth,
much
sure.
your
where it's at the
signal was
moment.
dropping out there for a bit, but I think it's back now. I can see your face moving. Yeah. We
Cool.
missed your last comment.
Claude is very much the happening place as far as IT is concerned.
Yes, yeah, it
So,
is, and he's very much under stress. I think very competitive, very a lot of very, very clever people working in that area.
uh,
a
Yeah.
lot of clever people who don't really understand anything about the truth of life at all, or the
Yeah.
real cause of stress.
Yes, absolutely true. We're very focused on IT, but not on what is right now. Too focused on IT, maybe. Yeah, but I find it useful the Claude Code just to help to summarize texts. Uh, yeah, it's very powerful.
And Gareth, let me ask you a question here. What do you find most useful about studying the Dhamma, the Buddha's teachings? What is most valuable for you?
um, I think it's about uh, action with my day-to-day living, being with other people, study that
You're
too.
dropping out again, Gareth. Maybe your
That
connection isn't very good at the
kind of
moment.
gives me a different perspective. And we were talking. So I enjoy seeing a different perspective in life, other than the current modern capital consumerist IT. Much appreciate the Dharma that way.
You may have to use a hotspot or something because you're dropping out. We're not hearing it clearly. Gareth.
Sure. Okay, it's terrible. It may be better to ignore me for the time being, because I think that it's
I'll let you sort it out. We'll carry on. Okay. Does anyone have any topic they would like to
helpful.
bring up?
Sure. Thank you.
Alan, do you have any topic that would be useful to bring up that would also be beneficial for newcomers in plain English?
I suppose the word kusala, wholesome, I think could be quite useful to define what we mean by kusala, because I think last week I heard that when the attention to what is now can lead a person to arahatship, which is the complete eradication of akusala, unwholesomeness, but also kusala, wholesomeness. So that might be confusing for the beginner, because it seems as if we shouldn't be eradicating what is wholesome. So I think to define what we mean by kusala, what is wholesome, with examples, and how that is different from sobana, which means beautiful, isn't it? Beautiful, Chedasika.
Another reason for discussing that particular term, I think, Alan, also is that there's not a good English translation for kusala, because when you say we tend to use wholesome and unwholesome, but that's not meaningful to the average individual who might be unfamiliar with the Dhamma, because it's talking about the quality of the mind state.
Right, that's why, yes, that's why it's good to clarify what is meant by that term.
And
Because
also for those who are completely new, I'm not talking about friends like Gareth who've read and joined discussions a lot, but friends who one discusses the Dharma with in the beginning, they cannot even appreciate that some states are wholesome and some are unwholesome. It's a completely new idea. Like when giving a gift, they know that this is a good thing to do. But if one starts talking about different moments that are wholesome and different moments are unwholesome, it's something that is completely new and unheard of and not easy for people to accept at all. So if you were to define kusala now, how would you define it, Alan?
I think what is beneficial to oneself and others. So a mental state which is beneficial to oneself and others, and which is cause. So it can cause a good deed, or yeah, it can condition good deeds. So behind it there is cause, I think. But I think, yeah, just taking it to be something which is a mental state which is beneficial.
And how do we define what is beneficial?
At that moment, the citta, the consciousness, is undisturbed. It's calm. It is undefiled, if you like, pure. Whenever there is, for example, anger, it's burning, it's agitated, it's in turmoil. So it's a mental state which is pure at that moment, and it conditions good actions. So like giving or abstaining from harsh speech, etc., etc. So it's benefits oneself because at that moment it is pure, but also it causes abstention from bad deeds or causes good deeds.
Betty would like to join in. Betty, go ahead.
Thank you. Yes, good to see you, Sarah, and everyone. Yes, I'd like to add to that. When you talk about beneficial, all we need to do is look at the 5 precepts. And you can see that what Alan was explaining is already contained within the 5 precepts. So that all what we call beneficial behavior is following the given moral code, whether you're a Buddhist or a Christian or Jew, whatever, you're following this. It's basically the following of the moral code, understanding and following the moral code, so that it becomes then beneficial for others and for yourself.
I think beneficial here, though, is not just in terms of outcome, because when there's, for example, respect or wishing for the other person's well-being, there may not be any actual deed motivated by the mental state at that moment. And the conventional idea of something beneficial is that it brings something good or useful.
Okay.
But I'm just speaking in general terms. I'm not.
Yeah. Because I'm
going back to Alan's definition. But we understand that it's beneficial in the sense of being non-harmful.
Yes.
To oneself or to another.
Yeah.
So non-harmful would be another possible way of describing the wholesome mental state.
Perhaps we can also say that it is not against the truth of reality, because whenever there is attachment, reality is not understood as being impermanent. So to be attached to what has completely gone in an instant is delusional. So that there is a degree of untruth behind unwholesomeness in the fact that the reality is not seen as it is.
Yes, that's very true. And also, of course, when there is insight, vipassana, or understanding arising, there's a clearer sense of what is correct, good behavior, beneficial behavior, moral behavior toward other people. And that, at least a tiny fraction in any case, at a particular time. So to me, beneficial is more than just the, I guess, everyday, ordinary definition of beneficial. So I've always thought that beneficial was a good, or wholesomeness, that is, was a good term for translating a kusala. But I do realize it's far broader. Kusala is far broader than that as well. But then when you really think deeply about the morality, the sila, you find that most all this wholesomeness and beneficial is all included there. I don't know. What do you think, Alan?
Can I say something? We're trying to pinpoint, we're trying to think our way into define this, but the truth, I think, is that kusala and akusala are just different dhammas, combination of different dhammas. For example, we know that all kusala must have hiri and otapa, and all akusala is ahirika, anotapa. So we are talking about functions of dhammas that support each other. So maybe to pinpoint is not what we should be doing. Beneficial, we know that only Panya can know what is beneficial, what is not. But we're talking about the nature of kusala itself and what it expresses. So I think, you have to consider that there are many chetasikas at work in the moment of kusala, and same with akusala, many different chetasikas that are different from the kusala chetasikas.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
I think what is novel for the Dhamma is that actions are good or bad, to use those terms, according to whether the accompanying mental factor, the accompanying consciousness is kusala or not, which is a different way of assessing the merit of deeds to what conventionally one is used to.
So Jonathan,
So
how would you
yeah.
define kusala? And can it be known? Is it, or should we treat it as just a dharma, as Sukin said?
Well, I think at first instance, one is just coming to grips with the concept that mind or consciousness has always a series of moments that are either wholesome or unwholesome, good or bad, if you want to use blunt terms. And this happens by conditions, but it's happening all the time. So conventionally, we're used to thinking that there can be a neutral mental state towards people or situations, but in this sense, we learn that the mental states or the consciousness is either wholesome or unwholesome. It can't be neither. There are some moments of consciousness that are neither. They are resultant moments, but the moments that are causal, that bring results in the future, are either one or the other, good or not good, not neutral. As far as knowing it is concerned, no, that is not necessarily something that has to happen. The tendency is to want to know it, of course, as soon as one hears about this, but we caution against that because the development of the path is actually having a better understanding of the true nature of moments of consciousness, and the wholesomeness or otherwise is not regarded as part of the true nature, but rather
There
a
is something
difference.
behind kusala about cause, isn't there? Because it sounds as if kusala shouldn't be eradicated, wholesomeness shouldn't be eradicated, but the arahata has eradicated wholesomeness. So there is a difference.
I don't think we say that he's eradicated wholesomeness, but that terminology is not used in the same sense that unwholesome mental factors are eradicated. But it's true that there are no more conditions for kusala, but there are conditions for sobhana, for kiriya jittas that are accompanied by the wholesome mental factors. So he still has moments of consciousness that are accompanied by the sobhana mental factors, the wholesome mental factors.
So the
They're
mental
not called
factors,
kusala.
the mental factors themselves are the same whether they accompany kusala chitta or sobhana chitta. So
Yes,
that would be correct. They're the same mental realities.
yes.
Yes, but it's just that there is something, there is a cause that kusala can bring about a result, whereas sobhana cannot.
No, kiriya cannot.
Kiriya cannot.
Kiriya cannot. Yeah, sorry, kiriya.
Yeah.
The reason we refer to these wholesome chaitasikas as sobhana chaitasikas and sobhana chittas when they arise together with it is because they don't just arise with kusala chittas, they also arise with some kusala vipaka chittas and also with the kiriya chittas of the arahat. Akusala chaitasikas only arise with akusala chittas, but kusala chaitasikas arise not just with kusala chittas, but also with the vipaka chittas and the kiriya chittas. That's why we use the word sobhana, referring to when they arise, when those wholesome chaitasikas arise with chittas with wholesome roots.
So attachment is, that's a sobhana chatasika, not an akusala chatasika.
No, attachment is always an akusala chaitasika. It cannot arise.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah. Yeah, generosity.
It cannot arise.
Generosity is
yes.
it's a kusala chatasika. And also, yeah, a sobhana chatasika, and it would not be to refer to it as a kusala chatasika would be.
We can when it arises of kusala cheetahs, we can say it's a kusala
Okay.
cetasika, but
Yeah.
actually it's classified as a sobhana cetasika because it not only arises with kusala cheetahs, but with kusala vipaka cheetahs, such as the bhavanga cheetahs in this life, with roots and with kiriya cheetahs of the arahat. And just briefly coming back to Betty's definition of beneficial as being the 5 precepts, but at a moment of kindness now, there's no abstaining from killing or stealing at those moments, but it's kusala, it's beneficial. There's kindness, wholesome roots at those moments. The sobhana cetasikas are arising. So the abstaining from killing is just at a moment when there is the opportunity or thought of killing. No opportunity or thought of killing now, so no abstaining from killing now. But there can be kindness now,
So
understanding the Dhamma now.
why the 8 factors? I mean, the 3 factors then are abstentions, abstaining from from wrong action, wrong speech, wrong livelihood. So kusala they're not factors of the Eightfold Path necessarily. So that it's
No.
abstentions. Why are they specifically abstentions?
So usually there are only 5 factors of the path, and there's only one abstention at a time when there's an opportunity.
Yes.
If there's an opportunity and a thought of harming and there is abstaining that at that moment, then that is the virati cetasika, the abstaining at that moment. And for the softapana, no thought or inclination to kill. So there cannot be the abstaining from killing at all. For the arahat, no thought for an instant of any wrong speech of any kind, not even the slightest gossip. So no abstaining from wrong speech. So it's just a cetasika which arises at a moment. So it is a
But why
wholesome
specifically
cetasika.
are they parts of the Eightfold Path? Because more understanding of reality is a condition for all kinds of kusala, being kind, being generous, which are not factors of the Eightfold Path, but the 3 abstentions are factors of the Eightfold Path. They develop along with the other factors. So why specifically are they the Eightfold Path?
And sometimes they're referred to the sila, the kusala sila part of the path, but actually, if in terms of Abhidhamma understanding, any wholesome citas and cetasikas are sila, kusala sila. So let's see if Ajahn would like to respond to that point or anything else. Ajahn? Are you there, Ajahn?
Yes. What I actually would like to understand more about what we are talking about one by one.
Yes. We've gone on to the subject of why the abstentions are factors of the Eightfold Path, whereas other wholesome cetasikas like kindness or generosity aren't factors of the Eightfold Path.
Are there only 8 cetasikas together or more at that very moment?
More mostly, especially when there's kusala cheetahs, lots of cetasikas.
That's why when we talk about the path, what are the path? What realities are the path? Right understanding, see? And it's not just at any moment we try to have it, but it's there now, at moment of understanding, little by little. Dhammas work their way, no one there at all. Samadhi cannot perform other function of other samma kammanta. See, what is that? Even right now, it's there little by little, developed gradually, unknowingly, so very subtle that no one knows how much is there right now. That's why we have to study again and again, a little more deeper and deeper, a little more subtle and subtle, gradually, little by little, to understand the reality of what we say, sampajanya, or makha, or virati, and so on. So I'm interested in IT, but I don't know what is it. So what is it? May I ask?
Computing, just knowing how to use computers, technology of computers.
So,
Ajahn,
So this
IT
is
stands for information technology. Information technology,
so we
commonly
are
referred to
using
as IT.
using IT now.
so what is it in the absolute sense?
A moment of thinking.
That's all.
Yes. No thinking, no computer.
Mhm.
Yeah.
No doubt about no matter what is the newest reality term or what you say, the new kind of thinking, the new kind of inventing, no matter what is there? Even what is IT, unknown. Just talk about it. But in truth, what is there? Not anyone at all. Only thinking. Keeps on thinking about this and that by conditions. That's all. And the other moment, seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching, again and again, again, by different ways, different manners, different techniques, and so on. That's why what can be known is right now. Otherwise, it's just the words about it. But even seeing, how many times we have talked about it, but it's still unknown. That's why each word should be considered a little more careful, a little more subtle, a little more deeper and deeper, see? In order just to understand the truth of what is there right now. Otherwise, they are conditioned moment to other subject all the time. Try to know the word, the meaning, but what is there right now? Even just we talk about the Sataka Sampajanya, when it's heard, it's known as the meaning, but what about right now? Is it Sataka Sampajanya, knowing what is the best thing to talk about or to understand the truth right now, little by little, to understand the truth of no one at all? Just a conditioned moment by so many conditions and gone instantly. If we do not think about it in a day, it keeps on taking what is there as something and someone, atta, more and more and more added each moment in life, each life. So no matter how much we think about it, it's gone. But what about the understanding of even right now? If we don't come back to talk about it again and again, no condition to attend to the characteristic of any reality in life. Is it true? That's parami, very important, together with kanti parami, less interest in other subjects. but understand little by little, a little more of just one word, Dhamma, anatta. Otherwise, how can it letting go the idea of atta in life from moment of birth to death, each life, all atta, strong understanding conditioned by ignorance and attachment. Is it not now? Or is it now?
Right now. And what would you say the meaning of kusala was and the relevance of kusala to understand this moment?
Nobody has doubt about the meaning of it. Is that right?
Yeah, I think most people have an understanding of what it means. Yeah.
Yeah. But no understanding of IT is kusala or not kusala. Or the moment of understanding what IT is or mean or meant, is it kusala?
No.
See, beginning to understand what moment is kusala and more closer and closer to the truth, it's so subtle to try to do something for oneself unknown, that is for me or just for me. Try to do as many things. Is it at moment kusala?
No.
See, so what moment is kusala? Because kusala is not anyone or anything at all. It is the understanding of kusala. Otherwise, we just think about kusala. But understanding kusala, what is kusala? Understanding this moment and no understanding the truth of this moment at all. What is kusala? This is only idea, but the truth has to be so very subtle. For example, cook very good. Is it good to have good food? Is it good?
Yes.
Is it kusala?
No.
See, this is the difference between what is taken for something good, but it's not kusala.
Yes. Yeah.
That's why I learn a little more about the difference of kusala and akusala. We are so keen in such and such subject. Is it kusala?
No.
See, so what is kusala has to be learned, a reality. As long as what is there now is not known as just a conditioned reality, can that be kusala?
It can be kusala, but understanding it as a conditioned reality is a higher level of kusala, because we can have kindness, which is kusala, without understanding that kindness as not belonging to a person.
Be kind to someone or to be attached. Can it be
Yes.
known?
Yeah, it's not really possible without understanding. One doesn't know that moment as kusala or akusala can be attachment.
So to have attachment to someone, is it good?
No.
Really? That's
It's
why.
not beneficial to either person.
That's why it's
It
not
is unkind to be attached.
to be attached. It's unkind.
Yes.
Really,
In theory.
you are
Yeah.
kind to whom? See,
To oneself, to the other, to be attached to the other would be unwholesome. So it's unkind, not kindness there.
that's why it's not just the word, but it's that very moment to understand the truth of it. If there's no understanding at all from the very beginning, how can it be known? So, I am kind. Is it good?
No, it's not. No I. So it's not pure kusala.
That's why what is true can be realized only by understanding,
Yes.
not just thinking, considering, estimating. Not that at all. To be good in teaching the other, is it good?
It depends on what you're teaching. Teaching, it can be good, but not necessarily.
And what
Teaching the other in
feeling?
computing isn't necessarily good.
Yeah, that's why no one knows what is the real cause of even wholesome or unwholesome deeds or good or bad deeds at all by one's own idea, but by studying the truth, understanding the very, very subtle reality, which are quite very similar, but not the same at all.
Alan, just to
Yeah.
be precise, we know
Yes.
that kindness is adosa, right?
Yes.
So when there's dosa, it means unkindness is dosa. So when there's attachment, there's no dosa. So you can't exactly say that when there's attachment, there's unkindness. There's no
Yes.
dosa. Yeah.
There's no dosa. No. No, I suppose that's true. I think that I'm using that word in the sense that it is not beneficial. But
Yeah,
yes,
it's not kind. It's not kind means it's yeah.
because the accumulation of attachment is dangerous to everyone.
But
So in that sense, it's unkind. But yes, it is not dosa.
Yeah, but สวัสดีค่ะอาจารย์ Hello everyone. But Konsoken, sometimes you said that unkindness is not dosa. How about what we call Machariya is also unkindness. It's one that always happen in the dosa with dosa.
I mean, would you use the word unkindness for just being, careless and lazy, not being I don't know. Or this, just stingy. Stingy. I'm not sure. But that's a good question. I'm not sure. Yeah.
Yeah, Ajahn, please. Sorry, sorry to add a question.
I think that the careful considering to understand the truth of Dhamma is so very subtle. That's why we have to learn to understand just one reality and deeper to understand the truth that it cannot be taken for anything at all or anyone at all. Understand that just living in the world of Atta all the time, even at moment of hearing about the truth. But there are so many realities unknown, like feeling, Vedana, Sanya, memory, see, Sankhara, Khanda, and so on. That's why we learn to understand the truth of what is there. The first round of Noble Truth, have confidence of the truth. Dhamma, Satya Dhamma, so true that nobody can change. So just even Dhamma, how much understanding of the truth of it, no one at all. Not I now see, not I now think, not I or anyone at all, just understand the truth, how much or how little understanding of the truth each moment is. That's why even just that which experiences the object has no doubt about the meaning, but it's not exactly, precisely experienced as it is. Even it's there right now. As much as we can say it's Dhamma, it's the reality which experiences the object, and that is not enough at all. And there's no other way at all to try to have more than now by oneself, but by conditions. So understanding the conditions to have more confidence of the truth of what we are talking about, just one word, Dhamma. See, it has to talk about it, discuss about it again and again and again. And right understanding is conditioned by careful considering, develops each moment unknowingly, secretly, very subtle. All kinds of Dhamma, all Dhammas are subtle. That's why it takes quite great patience to understand without the Sampajanya, Sadhaka Sampajanya, firm confidence of the most precious moment, understanding the truth, which can be understood, but not right now, so soon as we try or we would like to have it to be so quickly. But in truth, Dharma works its way. No one at all. That's why learn to understand each Dharma a little more, closer and closer to the moment when it's there, arising and falling away instantly, unknown, unattended at all. See, that's why learn to be true to the truth, to understand that the Ariya Satya must have 3 rounds, not just the 3rd round, without the 2nd round and the 3rd and the 1st round. And just the 1st round is not enough at all. It's still I understand the 4 Ariya Satya, but to have right understanding of a reality it is the beginning to have less, so very little, to let go the idea of self. No one
Sorry,
can.
Sorry, Ajahn. Satika Sampajanya, like what we call, I listened to the last audio, what we call clear comprehensions is the same arise understanding, the first of the Eightfold Paths. Is it the same? Are they the same?
Liang,
Thank you.
it's referring to the usefulness, the benefit of developing understanding. Like now, what is the benefit of developing the understanding and listening carefully to what is said? Like, for example, at the beginning when there was the discussion about IT and Ajahn asked, what is it? It's just a moment of thinking, but without developing understanding and considering carefully, we would have no idea. We would think that it's something clever and so important, but actually it's just a moment of thinking about inventing this or about new programs. So the Sadhaka Sampajanya just refers to the understanding of the benefit of listening carefully, of understanding the truth, the clear understanding. Now it's not clear understanding, but without considering carefully one word at a time, then there cannot be the understanding of the real benefit. Like kusala, Alan asked about kusala, wholesomeness. And when Ajahn asked him if everyone understands what kusala is, he said, yes, everyone has some book knowledge. They know in theory that kindness and generosity and following the precepts and so on is kusala, wholesome. But what about this moment? Is it kusala right now? Is it wholesome right now? We're having a Dharma discussion. We're considering the Dharma. But what about now? Is it kindness or is it clinging now? Is it understanding or is it clinging to the words, thinking about the meaning of the words or the next question we want to ask? So each word is very deep, very subtle, even to understand what kusala is. It's not just knowing the definition. And the same with sampajanya or satika sampajanya. It's not just getting the label or the word, but understanding at this very moment what is the benefit of understanding now.
Yeah, and thank you, Sarah. It means that Satika Sampajanya is the way toward right understanding. Yeah, like
Not
it
the
contribute.
way.
Yeah, it contribute to the right understanding.
It's the understanding of the benefit,
Yeah.
benefit of understanding. What is the point of coming here? What is the point of listening to the truth? It's the benefit, the benefit of, for understanding, letting go of the idea of self, of I that can do, I that can follow, I can that get this result. Or even when we say that kusala is what is beneficial to oneself and others. But what is oneself? What does it mean? Beneficial to oneself or beneficial to others? No one here, no other people there. So actually we're talking about the mental factors that are beneficial. Kindness is beneficial because it's good, it's worthy, but it's not for me and it's not for the others, but it's the wholesome factor that has to be developed. So it's also subtle. Each word is subtle, and usually there is forgetting about dhammas as anatta, not self, even at this moment.
Yeah, and Sarah,
so the benefit is now for letting go of the idea of I or someone.
Yeah, it mean that Satika Sampajanya is not really the first the first one of the Eightfold Path yet, not at that level.
Sampajanya is understanding, clear understanding, but it's particularly referring to the understanding of the benefit of developing the path. If there's no understanding of the benefit, how can understanding develop? For example, if one thinks there will be more benefit by going on a retreat and keeping silent, then it will not be the development of Satika Sampajanya. So it's understanding the benefit of understanding at this very moment.
Yeah, thank you, Sarah. Yeah, and we are very good topic today. Yeah. And when we talk about kusala, we normally talk about the citta that happen in the jhana
Before you go on, Liang, like I mentioned at the beginning, let's speak in as much simple English terms as Ajahn was doing for the benefit of everyone, because many people are not familiar with these terms. So if you use Pali terms, please translate or explain for the benefit of newcomers.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
When we talk, when Konsukin raised about Here and Autapa, I believe that
please explain what they are. What are Hiri and Otapa, Liang? Because some people don't know.
Here it means like shame of unwholesome. So is it okay? Say that. And
What
Ottapa
does it, okay,
Yeah.
what does it mean, shame of unwholesome? Because we're jumping from a lot of topics. Ajahn was explaining
Kusala.
kusala, and now you're jumping to some other topics. So let's let Ajahn continue first
Yeah,
with
yeah.
what she was discussing. Okay, otherwise we just keep jumping from topic to topic and words to words when she was actually in the middle of explaining more about kusala, one step at a time, one word at a time. Please continue.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, thank you.
What is the most precious reality which arises and falls away? Which one? What?
The understanding,
The
Ajahn.
understanding. So, understanding what is the best moment in life. Is it Sataka, Sampajanya?
Yes, yes.
And not just only that, any condition which condition the wholesome moment should be known. Otherwise, understanding that the best moment, the best reality in life is understanding the truth. But how, when, where, what? Only that is not enough at all. Is it right? That's why there has to be any moment understanding the benefit of wholesome. Is it Sataka Sampajanya? Because ignorance cannot understand the difference between ignorance and understanding at all. That's why understanding that now what is there is condition arising and falling away, but it's not directly experienced yet. So the understanding of it has to be realized. Otherwise, just learn about it is useless if it cannot be realized at all. And this is Sataka Sampajanya. No matter what about understanding the benefit, the comprehension, clear comprehension of the benefit of what is there is Sataka Sampajanya. If you eat too much, what happens? See, what about the moment of not having illness or good health and bad health and on, all depending on the understanding. What for? To exercise oneself, not to have illness or anything at all. Understanding the benefit of what as it is, as condition for right understanding of the path, of the truth, right now. If one is ill, what about moment of hearing, considering, understanding? Is it as good as when there's no illness at all? See, that's why understanding the benefit that will lead to understanding the truth. To be kind, see, is it good? Is it wholesome? At that moment, no akusala. Because akusala cannot understand the truth at all. Right now, ignorance is there. It cannot understand the nature of seeing, and it conditions attachment instantly to whatever appears as the object. Asava, kamasava, pavasava, avijjasava, tiddasava. Because how many processes or how many moments of realities arising and falling away, uncountable. Among those moments, few moments of hearing, considering, and understanding the benefit of understanding the truth. Not just the benefit, but how it can condition more and more understanding. And that is also sadhaka sampajanya. That's why not just the word, seeing that akusala, anger, is so very dangerous, and lopa, is it so dangerous? or more dangerous, or the cause of what happened in life, in the world. From just a moment of that which is seen at the eye base, because the seeing arises at the eye base, it experiences the object so clear that it conditions further incident, events, on and on, peace or war, see, on and on and on. Is that Sataka Sampajanya? If it's known as it is, it will have less attachment, no more ignorance as before, which condition the idea of self, of whatever is there as something true. And the moment of understanding the truth is the moment of Sataka Sampajanya, understanding the conditions too. And that is Sapaya Sampajanya. What is the right or the suitable condition to understand the truth? Right now, we just talk about it, asking about what should be known, should be understood a little more, see, to be true to the truth. And this is also Sataka Sampajanya, condition, moment of discussion on Dhamma. And that is Sapaya, for understanding, to develop a little more each moment of understanding. So now, what is the object of understanding? See, Kojara Sampajanya. If it's not known, some might try to concentrate on sitting position. See, it's wrong. No Sataka Sampajanya, no Sapaya Sampajanya, no Kojara Sampajanya. So it cannot be moment of directly aware with understanding of our reality by conditions, not at anyone's will at all. So learn to understand no matter what, they are all dhammas, citta or cetasika or rupa. 3 words, Dhamma, whatever is real. It has its characteristic to be just one reality, not all together in a moment. So the right word is also Sappaya, for understanding, to be firm confidence that it is sadhaka, the benefit of understanding the truth. Just very little is not enough. A little more, a little more, a little more. That is sadhaka sampajanya. And listening carefully is also sappaya sampajanya. To the right word about sadhaka, about sampajanya. Each word is so very, very beneficial because it will lead to the understanding of the truth by different ways, clearer and clearer, clear comprehension.
Sorry, Ajahn. For listening carefully, I think that it's Satika Sampajanya. Is it correct?
It's
Sataka Sampajanya, see the benefit of listening carefully.
and now listening carefully is suitable. It's the means. It's how understanding develops. If there's no listening carefully, no reflecting on what is said, understanding cannot develop. So being here, listening, discussing together is the second one, what is suitable, sapaya sampajanya. But if someone is joining and just looking out the window or distracted, not really listening, then it's not sapaya sampajanya. Like if someone goes to the foundation in Bangkok, but it's really just to meet their friends and have fun, this is not sapaya sampajanya. But now, if there's listening carefully or reading a sutta and considering the meaning, this is like the condition, the means for understanding to develop. So this is why it is what is suitable, sapaya, different from sataka, which is the benefit, the result of developing understanding.
Yeah, yes. Thank you, Sarah.
And the third one,
because
the
it's
third one,
too close,
yeah, and the third one, which Ajahn mentioned, the gotra. The gotra is the object, the field of understanding, literally the pasture for understanding, like the pasture that the cow goes into. Well, the pasture of understanding is the object. That's why we talk about realities like seeing now, visible objects seen, hearing now, sound, because these are the gotra, these are the objects that can be understood. IT is not a gotra. Birds outside the window are not gotra. The pictures on the screen are not gotra, but the sound, which is just sound, not my sound, not anyone's sound. This is gotra. Thinking now, understanding thinking, whether thinking about IT or thinking about the Dhamma or thinking about one's friends. It's just a Dhamma, not my thinking. Kindness, just a reality. So gotra is the reality that can be the object of understanding. And without any gotra sampajanya, there cannot be any understanding of what is meant by kusala or any of these other terms that we've mentioned, because they're not just words in the book, but right now there can be a little understanding what is kindness, what is attachment, for example, by understanding a little more about the gotra. So there has to be the understanding of the benefit, and there has to be understanding what is suitable, what is a condition for understanding, and has to be the understanding of the right object.
Yeah, thank you, Sarah.
And the fourth one, Sarah, is
Amoha, asamoha, sampajanya. So this is referring to the understanding of reality with no wrong view, no ignorance. So it's only by understanding the right object that the understanding develops. Until it is the understanding without any asava, without any latent tendency of wrong view. So it's like a development of understanding. There has to be the understanding of the benefit, the purpose of studying. There has to be the understanding of what is suitable, what is the means for understanding to develop. There has to be the understanding of the right object. And that understanding of the right object has to develop until there's no wrong understanding and eventually no ignorance at all. Ashramoha Sampajanya. And just to Sally's question that he asked, he mentioned that in another Zoom, we talked about Sati Sampajanya. So Sati is awareness. Whenever right understanding arises, awareness must be there. So in this case, it's the awareness of reality. We know that there is awareness whenever any kinds of kusala, any wholesome arises. There is sati at moments of kindness, at moments of generosity. But when you hear the expression sati sampajanya, it's referring to right awareness with right understanding of the reality. So sampajanya just means right understanding. So is there any understanding now? Is there any sati sampajanya understanding with awareness now? And only right understanding can answer that.
Not yet,
So
Sarah.
so we may think, yes, it's clear what kusala is, it's clear what sampajanya is, this is clear and that's clear, but it has to be at this moment, and there has to be a beginning again and again to consider a little more. And these are just dhammas, so it's not for me, it's not for someone else, it's just for the benefit of understanding.
Yeah, thank you, Sarah.
Thanks, Liang. I'm just wondering if Dream or Gareth or Gabby or anyone else has anything they would like to bring up. And Betty, so back to your point at the beginning when you said that what is beneficial are the 5 precepts, what did you mean exactly? If you're there.
I guess I'm more the whole eightfold path. I think that when I was making a similar point to John, that with more understanding of the precepts of the eightfold path, and of course understanding of the realities arising at any moment, there would be more understanding of what kusala entails.
Why do you refer to the precepts as the eightfold path?
Oh, I was saying it is it's part of the eightfold path.
So these are 3 mental factors that usually don't arise. So if we say what is beneficial are just these 3 factors that like now are not arising because no one has any thought of killing or stealing or lying. So there's no virity at this moment.
Yeah.
So what is beneficial has to be any kind of kusala at this moment, any moment of kindness, any moment of generosity, of friendliness,
Yes.
of caring, of understanding.
Yes, I agree. Yes, of course. But I think with increased understanding, there will be increased understanding of what kusala entails.
Yes, and I think as more understanding develops, more understanding of how subtle it is, because the reason I asked is usually people think, oh, they can just recite at the temple the precepts and then they've kept these precepts for a year or 5 years, but no understanding of what is kusala at this moment. Like even when reciting, is there any kusala involved? Or is it just repeating words without any understanding at all? Because they think if they don't kill for a day, they're following the precept, but this is not the meaning of the virity cetasika of the Eightfold Path. So as you say, there has to be more and more understanding, and it has to come back to this moment.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. We forget that very often.
Yeah, good points. Kim Hong, do you have anything you would like to bring up today?
Yeah, Sarah's, I have one question about attachment. Is the object or attachment can be conventional or can be reality, Sarah?
Anything. It can be attachment to the idea of IT now. It can be clinging to what has just been seen, clinging to the sound, clinging to the thought of mangoes, any reality, any concept. Clinging can cling to anything. That's why it's so dangerous. And that's why from when at the moment of waking up to the moment of going to sleep, there's clinging almost all the time to what's seen, heard, smelled, tasted, touched, and thought about, like while dreaming. It's just clinging to different ideas, different stories, on and on and on.
Yes, first of all, I conclude that the understand can be understand the reality. So how about attachment? It's how the object of reality can cling to the realities.
Is attachment a reality?
Yeah.
So can there be understanding of attachment?
Yes, it can be.
Can it be
Understand.
Gotra
Yeah.
Sampajanya? It can be the object of right understanding even now.
Mhm.
And it doesn't matter what the object of attachment is. It doesn't matter whether it's attachment to the idea of someone's face on the screen, or attachment to what is heard, or attachment to one's thinking now. It's just attachment. So it's the reality itself, which is the object of understanding. Usually we find the stories, the ideas that are the object of attachment so important. But what is far more important is just understanding the Dhamma, attachment, as a reality, and it's gone.
And Kim Hong, isn't there attachment to different sounds, different tastes, different colors whole day? And especially pleasant feeling, which is also a reality?
Yes, the realities. Okay, I got
Reality,
that.
clinging to the realities and the ideas about them all day. The idea about the sounds, the idea about the tastes all day.
Thanks, Sarah. So clear now. Can I have another one's subject, Sarah?
Just before, when you say it's clear, let's see if Ajahn thinks it's clear now. Anything you'd like to add, Ajahn?
Again, what is it about?
Ajahn, I conclude that can clinging or attachment can attach to the reality or conventional ones.
Does it also experience reality?
Yes, Ajahn.
So at moment of experiencing the reality, can there be attachment?
It can be, Ajahn.
Is that the answer?
Yes, thanks, Ajahn. And Ajahn, before that, we have object of a self-ana mental factor and about self-anas. So about akusala cetasika can be eradicated when arrhythmia is arise.
So what's the function of panya?
Panya can understand the reality, Ajahn.
So can it understand whatever is there appearing?
Yes, Ajahn.
Is that the answer?
Yes. One more question, Ajahn. When we talk about Arahattamya or Arahanta, always the chitta always with kiriyas. So I wonder that only unwholesome has been eradicated. How about the wholesome one? Where is it?
Can akusala arise with kusala?
No, cannot.
So what's your question again?
The question is when Arahattamya arise, at the moment of Arahattamya arise, only eradicate all akusala citta sika, right?
What about the wrong understanding? Does Arahatam Maka eradicate it?
Yes, oh, it's gone. But how about the 8 citta with
Yeah,
wholesome?
It's already eradicated by the path consciousness of the Sotapanna Kim Hong. So the Magachita of the Arahat, the understanding, just eradicates the remaining defilements, the very subtle ignorance and this very subtle attachment and conceit that haven't been eradicated, but other kinds of attachment, aversion, wrong view have already been eradicated before that time. And we cannot refer to wholesome states being eradicated. They're not eradicated, just no conditions for kusala to rise. The beautiful chaitasikas arise with kiriya chitas, which cannot bring results, because at the end of that life, no conditions for becoming. So no more results. The end. The task has been done. So that's why only kiriya chitas, not kusala chitas, but we cannot say any kusala has been eradicated.
You can think this way, Kim Hong, that the cause for kusala and akusala is ignorance. And ignorance being eradicated, no more kusala and akusala.
Yes, I got it, Sarah.
The end of the rounds of paticca samuppada, no more kusala or akusala.
Yes, by the text or by we have learned it. It is, but I wonder how about Saupana Chitasika, where it's gone.
What condition Mahakusala? Or any kind of kusala? What condition?
Condition?
Yes. As long as there is still ignorance, it conditions whatever is there by Pakatupanishya by one Pachya, which is so strong that it can condition not just only akusala, but it also condition whatever arises.
Yes, Ajahn.
But when there's no ignorance anymore, how can anything arise? So that's the meaning of parinibbana, anupadisesa nibbana. No more khanda.
Yeah, Ajahn, yeah.
Like now in this life, because of ignorance, there was birth. So birth was conditioned by ignorance. All the kusala, akusala in this life, all conditioned by ignorance. It's a condition for whatever arises. So when ignorance has been eradicated, no more conditions for kusala or akusala, and no conditions for new karma or any results at the end of that lifetime. It's not because kusala has been eradicated, it's because ignorance and attachment have been eradicated.
The condition,
Please, Ajahn, please.
the
More
condition for kusala to arise also completely, ultimately eradicated.
Yeah, so that's why no more kusala arise.
No conditions anymore.
Yes. Okay.
That's why there are just the kiriya chitas, which are not kusala or akusala or vipaka. They cannot bring any results.
And the
I got
vipaka that
everything.
an arahat still arises for arahat is conditioned by past ignorance and attachment.
Thanks, Ajahn. Thank everyone.
When will it be that moment?
I don't know, Ajahn.
The condition right now develop to that moment.
Yes, Ajahn, it can be. It's understand more clearly about it. The reality is now.
So Kim Hong, what is the benefit of listening now, of understanding now?
The benefit is now is just no doubt about what we are only thinking before that. Just the moment is even I don't know is understand coming or not or clear anything, but just clear that when no ignorance cannot be conditioned to be kusala anymore.
And what about at this moment? Any ignorance now?
Still, it's when listen and then I am understand. Just idea or say again, Sarah.
Right. So the benefit of the listening is to understand a little more about this moment. How even now, while listening and reflecting on Dhamma, so much ignorance, so much clinging. So the benefit is to be truthful, to be sincere about what life is at this moment, to understand a little more about different kinds of dhammas like seeing and hearing, what is wholesome, what is unwholesome, what is useful, what is useless, and most of all, to understand these are all dhammas, none of them belonging to me, not my ignorance, not my problem, not my attachment, not I that should be the object of this understanding, just different dhammas arising and passing away by conditions. And never mind whether it's ignorance now or understanding, each one arises by its conditions, gone immediately. If one mind's clinging is there, again, wanting to have understanding. So just different dhammas arising and falling away. So this is the first sampajanya, the Sataka sampajanya, And what is suitable right now for understanding is the listening, the reflecting, the considering, the discussing, very beneficial for developing a little more understanding and then being a little more honest about what life is now. Otherwise, we just think there's kusala and I'm keeping the precepts and it's beneficial, but no real understanding of what life is. And now we talk about what is real, what is true now, like seeing now, kindness now, ignorance now. These are all the objects to be understood. So actually what we talk about all the time is about these sampajanyas, but we don't have to use a special word, but it's about now. If there was no understanding of the benefit, we wouldn't be here, we wouldn't be discussing. And if there wasn't some appreciation of what is suitable or the way to develop understanding, the condition for understanding to arise, again, we wouldn't be here.
Yes, that's right, Sarah. Thanks.
Okay, we've just got a couple of minutes. Let's see if Ajahn would like to add anything before we finish.
So how many sampajanya right now?
By the way, 2, I think.
What are they?
Satka sampajanya and Sapaya sampajanya, Ajahn.
And what about the kochara, the object of understanding? See, understanding what is the object and it's there right now.
The sounds use
Kochara sampajanya.
Gojira
Understanding that seeing is not known yet. So, but there can be the moment of understanding seeing. The sataka and the sapaya keep on not forgetting that it's there not known yet. It's just like reminder, but in truth, how can that moment arise to attend to that which sees little by little? No matter what is there now appearing, it is the kochara sampajanya. Not try to turn away or try to have other object to understand. And later on, right understanding is so very, very honest or truthful because it knows how much understanding of what is there right now. No one, just a moment of understanding. An understanding that is not yet the fourth one, only the 1, 2, 3, the first 3, but not the fourth yet. Right understanding is so true to the truth. So now it is Satya Bharami. Be true to the truth of what is heard about the truth. And I think that it's time now.
Yes.
Sadhika,
Thank
everyone.
you, Ajahn. Sadhika.
Thank you so
Thank you very much, Ajahn. Thank you,
you,
Sarah,
Sadhika.
and everyone.
And Ajahn
Thank you,
Okay,
Sarthika.
bye-bye.
Sarah. Thank you, Kun Jonathan.
Thank
Good discussion.
you.
Thanks, everyone. Hope that was okay,
Thank
Gareth.
Yes, yeah, it was. Thank you. Sorry about the interruptions.
That's okay. Was your connection okay in the end? Were you able to?
In the end, yes, yeah, I
Yes,
could hear
yeah.